it's not technically the Bonanza that's live. It is, in fact, the Avengers that are live. They are living, breathing Avengers. Woo-hoo, motherfucker. Woo-hoo. We're bashing the Bishop. No, we're not bashing the Bishop. We're being Kate Bishop. And we're doing things. And I'm sure those things can only get better. They can only get better. Yes, they can only get better. I'm assuming War Table is probably what I'm after. Oh, careful. Oh no, no, I mean, it seems to suggest Maria Hill. So I'll interact with her at the very least. Oh, yes, okay, continue story. Group interaction. Yes, strike team. Cool.
I got your call. I know Director Fury stockpiled cavorite in many of our shield bunkers across the world. Normally, I'm not the one to gamble shield assets on a hunch. But saving Hawkeye would win us another veteran in our war against AIM. I already put Dugan on the case. From what I've heard, he should have everything ready by now.
Sweet. Then I shall go see Mr. Dugan, whose first name, or I think his nickname is Dum Dum, but I might be mistaken. But he is nonetheless a fairly well-known shield operative, I believe. Apparently he's all the way down here, around the corner. Here he is in his bowler hat. That was all. Bowler hat and moustache. That's all you need to be Mr. Dugan. And that is one hell of a moustache, isn't it?
Sorry, one sec. Confession time. I've only been pretending to know what cavorite is.
Yeah, it's a kind of volatile element. Acts a punch. We used it to power some Shield's experimental tech back in the day. Can't use dogs to sniff it out, so I updated your signal tracker. I'll mark the spot on the war table for you. Good luck out there.
Well, that means they didn't actually have to program a dog. Which is almost a shame. It would have been far more entertaining to have tracked, to have utilised the dog to track the fucking thing down. War table, here we go. Over yonder is where the war table is. Right, where do you want me to go? Because I can go anywhere. I can go all over the place. I think that means it's there, question mark. Oh, certainly that's some kind of special tachyon rift, but I don't think that's actually the quest. I'm assuming we're looking for a sort of bow and arrow thing. Retrieve the cavorite from an old shield cache. I shall have a damn good go. Can't guarantee it, especially because they've got up themselves a little bit there, haven't they, with their little +2. And I happen to know that whenever it's a plus number, it's a pain in the fucking arsehole. Let's double check we've got. So we do have a little bit of new gear, it would say. Vastly superior. Adept Spark Arrowheads. No, don't boost it. Dismantle it. That's the button we want. Nothing else going on there. Nothing else going on there. Nothing else going on there. Cosmetics. Apparently I have a new cosmetic. Ooh, I have another takedown. Not entirely sure how I've gotten that, but... Oh, that's the drop kick one. Yeah. And this is the right to the fucking face one. Yeah, okay, so yes, I already knew all of those. Oh, flick of the wrist. Oh, I did wonder what she was flicking. Right, let's have a look. Nameplates. Good lord, we've got an awfully large volume of nameplates now, haven't we? I'm only really interested in the ones that are sort of Kate Bishop. And that one's... That one's equally That one's tolerable. But I think I prefer the one that's already in existence. That's the button we wanted. Nothing there that I'm interested in. Challenge card. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Right, that's where we're getting a lot of these things. So with heroic abilities, rescue hostages, defeat enemies with power attacks, and lock on and hit 3 or more enemies using Archer's Mark ability. Now, see, I'm fairly confident I have the Archer's Mark ability, but it didn't seem to do what I wanted it to do, which is weird. Is that Archer's Mark? No. Archer's Mark, here we go. LT to aim and hold RT until fully charged. That might be why then. Okay. So you'll wait until it's fully charged, then it'll start marking. I think that's the idea. We'll have to wait and see. Objectives. Oh, that's her iconic chain mission. Not a problem. Launch the mission. I do believe we are ready and able. Oh, we've got a Hulk. Or as Thor will likely say, if Hulk goes down, we don't have a Hulk. Which is quite amusing. There you go, dum-dum. Oh, do. See, I know some things. Not a lot, but some.
God, man. It's never Hawaii, is it? Alright, let's go.
No, they clearly haven't designed Hawaii yet. At some point they might. Or possibly Tahiti. I hear it's a wonderful place. But, yeah, I must admit, I haven't seen too many new... Or I suppose there's probably new elements to some of the maps, but I haven't seen much in the way of new maps when Kate Bishop was released. Which is a bit of a disappointment, because, I don't know. Either that, or they blend so well with the other existing maps that I just can't notice them being new, which that's just as bad. Because, you know, it would probably behoove them to do something like Hawaii, because then you've got a whole new tile set and a whole new appearance and a whole new everything. But yeah, Snowy Tundra, I'm fairly certain previously existed. Now, I don't know, maybe, as I say, maybe they've added bits to these map areas, but I don't know. I think, as I say, I think it would probably be a good idea for them to just go on this idea of a brand new tile set, completely different, nothing like anything that's previously been done. So, as promised, bouncing bishop, bouncing bishop. Let's get into a sprint and then get into a good bounce. Here we go. Bouncy, bouncy. Oh, such a good time. I like bouncing, boing, 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 up and down until I get a pain in my groin. Yeah, oh, well, she's definitely got a pain. Kind of more everywhere than... Oh, cock. Yep, as specified. The pain is more everywhere than specifically isolated to her groin, but nonetheless. At some point, I'll get back into the swing of how to fuck to play this game. Okay, so I think for starters, that's the wrong arrow. There's an arrow, there's an arrow. Ow, there's a fucking rocket to the face. Let's try and deal with this prick. And hopefully finish her, allowing me to get a little bit of bonus health. Also, bonus level up. Right, any other pricks left here? No, that's Ernmern. Ernmern once again. Once again, I've been distracted by the Ernmern. What can I say? The Ernmern looks suspiciously like a robot. Bouncy. Back to Bouncingville. Where is Bouncingville? I don't know. Where is Bouncingville? Wherever it is. It's where Kate Bishop lies. Wherever Kate goes, it's bouncing time, it's bouncing time, it's bouncing time, yeah. Also teleportation time, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's hope they haven't beaten us there.
I mean, in fairness, I haven't actually started looking for the cache, mate, so it's not proven difficult. I'm doing other things. Do please obey the rules of shutting the fuck up while I'm dealing with all the other things. One issue with some of these games, they love going, oh look, there's lots of things for you to do, and then they go, oh, but you should get back on track. The correct thing to do is over here. Is that, where's the lateral one? That's the lateral one. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I wonder if they were being generous and gave me infinite power whilst not in combat. It would probably be, that could be a benefit as well. Especially for some of these characters like, or unlike Iron Man and, whoops. Oh, that's the decoy. Of course it is. Of course it is. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing away. I mean, you say hostiles. Oh yeah, there's a few hostiles there. Okay. So, come on, dear. Come on. Could you play the game instead of... Oh, God almighty, this... Okay, the fucking mark target thing. Utter horseshit. Well, I suppose I don't think we got 3 targets, though. In fact, I'm not even convinced I can get free targets, despite the obvious fact that it's free arrows. Oh, God, okay, I'm not liking this move. It's irritating the fuck out of me. Because A, you have to be really super duper fucking close. And of course, if you're not sweeping it across, rather frustratingly, all you end up doing is you end up targeting the same thing 3 times. Which is, fucking... Sometimes these developers, I swear, don't actually play their own games and don't actually sort of test things out. Because you'd have thought somewhere along the line you might have gone, do you know what, this targeting system maybe needs a bit more range on it. I suppose arguably they're trying to make it different from the guns, perhaps, I don't know. Well, I don't know where you're going, but wherever it is, it's not in front of my face. Pow! Because it's as you can see, that I'm not convinced that was my fault. I suppose I never am. I need one more dude. Like, without getting... See, it's just going to frustrate me trying to do that, so I think we're going to stop bothering. Sometimes these challenges just are not worth the effort it would require to faff around fiddling away with it, because it's just tiresome that you get sort of this annoying system where it's like, no, you can't do it if you're too far away, and if you get shot you get knocked out of it, so you have to be doing the thing whilst not being shot, but you can't not get shot if you're doing the thing. Ugh. Yeah, I know, mate, I know, I'm getting on with it, Chief. God damn it. Really need to get better at dodging, I suppose. Oh, there's the springboard. That's something. So yeah. Right, get out of there and grab that guy. Seems as he's right there in front of me. Might as well. Rather conveniently, entirely immune to damage there, whilst doing the old synchronised killings. I'm gonna try and I might as well just lay 3 bolts into this thing, because these guys are a pain in the arse. Speaking of a pain in the arse, oh, good lad, Thor, I suppose. Oh, have a go. I suppose it is selfish of me to steal all of the fancy takedowns, but then again, I'm with AI characters, so who gives a shit? Okay, well, first things first, and second things second. I think it's over here, yes. Oh, well, that was all over the place. Never mind. Is that a super duper special item? Yeah, I think it was a nanite. So, buy super duper special item. Eh. I mean, you say there's bad guys. I can't... Oh, there are some bad guys here. Right, so... Okay. I'm still trying, despite the obvious nuisance factor. But, right, okay. Of course. I mean, of course there was a rocket. Why at that exact point in time was there a fucking rocket? Well, there's one. Annoyingly, it's bloody swept over the thing and didn't actually clip. It clipped one of them twice, which is just, oh, goddamn fucking stupid system. I almost wish you could turn off the fact that you could target one guy multiple times. That's interesting. Oh, I see, you're shielded. Oh, that means I have to take care of the bloody robot thing. Take care of that, and now triple threat of arrows to all of his important body parts. And bouncing, bouncing, bouncing away. Oh, that's an actual fucking enemy, dude. This time I thought it was someone completely different. Alright, little tiny smidge. The tiniest of tiny smidgens of juggling there. It's not something I often do. Okay, so we're looking at... What's that? It's going to be interesting to find out, but it looks like there's one there. There was one round this side as well. And there's one round up here. Is that all of them? Marvellous. I wasn't entirely sure because it looked like there was a wire leading to nowhere. Luckily, that didn't that didn't factor into the occasion. Powerful blitz charm. Ooh, I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to start jumping, and Kate Bishop likes it. Ooh. Smashing. Absolutely smashing. Now, where's that crate? A little further off. I say crate. It could be any one of multiple different things. It is, in fact, a super powerful enemy, which I realise my track record dictates I probably shouldn't try and go after a super powerful enemy, but, you know. Ow. Again, my desperate urge to try... well, that didn't exactly go to plan. Yes, annoyingly a shielded dark guy. Luckily, at the moment, he seems to be completely distracted from me. However, that doesn't stop the fact that most of his abilities are not even looking at me, has no idea I'm actually here, and yet the little shit seems to be able to dodge everything and... oh, not dodge everything, still able to hit me. But we killed him, so he wasn't too bad in the end. Hey buddy, how about you take 3 arrows to your fucking face? Well, I say your face, your balls and your knees. That's it. That's how we do things. That's how we do things in the Avengers. We don't just strike your bollocks. We strike your face, your knees and your bollocks. All at the same time. We are that damn good. That's never been the tagline for the Avengers, has it? We strike bollocks, knees and heads. We are the Avengers. I suppose it depends on what the bollocks, the knees and the heads have done. If they've done something that is requires some form of avenging. Oops, well, I gave away my position, but never mind. It's only a little robot, so... yeah, I quite like these. In a way, I quite like them. I quite like them when you're using them like a shotgun. So you, whoa, buddy, you got a little up yourself there. Ouch. Once again, got a little up yourself there. What I think I need to try and do is bounce my way to the loot. No. What I really need is some form of healing situation. Unfortunately, it would seem, currently, there are no healing situations, and one dude just sort of shot me. Come on, Thor. Pick up your feet. Get over here. Come on, buddy. There you go. Good lad. Well, I mean, you say he rules. I mean, he could have been a little bit quicker, in fairness, couldn't he? You ungrateful son of a bitch. Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm super duper ungrateful to the mighty Thor. What the oh, I see. There's a fucking dude up there. Well, there's not a dude up there anymore, is there? Fucking hammered, you little bitch. Now, I suppose, am I supposed to be doing this quickly? Because usually it's a case of you have to do it quickly. But unfortunately, getting up... oh shit, what's this? Oh right, it's one of them. Okay. There's one of those ones that's all over the fucking place. No, that switch was definitely no match for my yeah, I had a nasty feeling that was going to be the case. Let's identify them, I suppose. One there. Problem is, there's one at the back there. God, this is just going to be awkward for one person. It would be so much easier if you could fan out with multiple people. But there you go. I don't think the multi-arrow is going to make too much difference. Then again, maybe... yeah, okay, I think it did make a difference. Really didn't think it would make much difference, but it seemed to make some difference. Could you... oh, God almighty. Yes, I realise I'm technically asking it to shoot an arrow with a sort of upward curve back on itself, but that's not the point. I don't know, how's it looking?
Signal detector is up and running. Let's find Fury's secret cache.
Oh, I see, yes, right. It's going to be one of them. If you were wondering, the little tiny radar in the corner has a meter, and as long as it's going down, you're going the right way. The moment it stops going down, the moment it's, I don't know what they're shouting about, but the moment it stops going down, that means you're going the wrong way. They're not particularly troublesome to track down, but sometimes... Oh, okay, that's weird. It looked like something was interfering and then it just stopped, which is fair. Maybe up. Okay. As specified, on some occasions, you can sort of get towards the end of the situation and it starts proving a little more troublesome. Especially considering this one's annoying habit of not wanting you to find the thing, because you must be looking at being around? No, because every time I go up, it says I'm further away. And yet there it seems to think I'm going the right... So, am I going the right way now? No. Yes. This way. But then immediately it stops doing that. I don't think I can actually get any higher this way. And I said they weren't too fucking troublesome. Okay, down here maybe? Yes, okay, I was a step too high, thus preventing me from seeing. Terribly inconvenient. Well, this looks slightly new. I know they've had underground sort of bunkers before, but nothing quite... Yeah, nothing quite the same style door that I've... Or at least not that I've seen.
We're super spies. Let's own it.
Shield is all about underground bases and weird shit. Oh yes, we do have a... Oh yes, of course, she shoots into the ceiling but the arrow disappears, yeah. Always slightly annoying. And then she sort of does a weird face pat. Never fully understood that. Hey Hulk. I'm only slightly taller than your arse. It's awkward.
So secret and dangerous, huh?
Yep. And now AIM's got their grubby hands on it. One hell of a headache.
Time for target practice.
Is it? You say that. There doesn't appear to be anybody here. Oh, it's one of these. Yeah, I think this facility might actually be slightly new, but again, it's difficult to tell because it's the same general aesthetic as all the others. So it's kind of like, okay, if it is new, it's not new enough to really punch out and go, yes, this is a brand new level. It's merely a variation at best. At worst, it's all exactly the same stuff, just shifted around a bit. Yeah, I know. I just need to find the security stations there. Unfortunately, I don't know where the security stations are. 2 and 5. Well, I found 4. I'll gather these bits and bobs. I think on the easier difficulty, they do actually highlight the little computers, but apparently they don't. Although I've seen it, I think I've... no, I suppose I need 2 first. Oh. Annoying and a nuisance. Is it actually... Are the computers upstairs? Could you not be a nuisance, dear? Is there a computer up here? Computers, computers. Where are the sodding computers? I unfortunately do not know. As I say, this little layout I have not touched. So I therefore have no real clue to where everything bloody well is. There is also, of course, the fact that getting across plate, that's free. So is 2... Oh, God almighty, where's the second one? Oh, that's probably the second one. There we go, right. So, we want to... Do it just... Oh, I just stand in it, fair enough. Now, 5 was the lower section here? Question mark? No, that was 4, so maybe the lower section over the other side was 5. Or was it the higher section over there? No, there we go, that's the 5 one. Marvellous, now we just get back to the centre and start dealing with this. It's moderately annoying with the AI, of course, because they don't necessarily stay in the sort of central hole, so you sort of... Oh, plus hackers are a nuisance. Primarily because, as I say, the AI don't always stay where you need the AI to stay. It's kind of like, good boy, stay. Awkward. It's definitely difficult to get around in this area because it's all up and downs. Which would be fine if I was Iron Man, but unfortunately not so fine being her. Hey, oh, okay, never mind. I was going to do a downward stab, but apparently it decided, no, you're not allowed. Let's get some explosives in here. Oh, I really wouldn't mind that. Thank you. Springboard time. But yeah, this sort of one is dramatically easier with other people, because then, you know, you've got some people can stay on the point while you pop off and do other things, and, you know, you can stay on the point while other people pop off and do things. So it's just generally easier to do it with actual people rather than the AI, because the AI tend to just go enemies and launch themselves off in such a fashion. Oh god, where was 3? 3 was definitely up high, wasn't it? That much I can remember vaguely. There we go, there's 3. Do you want to have an explosion and then a normal couple of arrows? There you go. Now 4 was down at the bottom, wasn't it? I believe this was 4. It was. Marvellous. Now 1 you would loosely assume... Well, that's inconvenient, but never mind. See, that's the problem with a lot of her motion. Apart from that double jump there, I suppose. But a lot of her motion is... Oh, that's 1. Okay. Is based on using the fucking meter. Which kind of proves slightly troublesome. Oh, that's a lot of fuckers. Fairly certain that's number 1. Oh, I suppose actually this is... Oh, did you have to target the same thing? This game is starting to annoy me with its stupid little systems that don't really work. Stupid systems that don't really work. Yeah. There we go. Now I'm in the correct area, shooting a robot in the face. Well, in the back of the face. But when's the face not the face? When it's the back of the face. Yes, don't worry, I'll just stand here doing nothing. Everybody else do your thing. Oh, that's Iron Man. Didn't really want to shoot Iron Man, but... You know, sometimes Tony Stark fucking deserves it. Just stick to ranged combat for now, I think. Okay, Hulk got in the way, that's moderately convenient. Well, that's just awkward, isn't it? Where is this hacker? What's he doing? Where's he going? I don't know if that was the hacker or not, but I've certainly dealt with the situation, if it was. Now I just need to get back in the saddle again. And by saddle, I apparently didn't mean saddle, I meant... okay, Windy City, as opposed to Windy Miller. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Well, I got him in the head that time. So what I've learnt really is I'm either really, really accurate or really, really way off. I guess that's what happens when you shoot wildly and hope for the best. Sometimes you do get the best. Okay, so 1... Oh, that's the wrong... yes, I need to go up. Up diddly. Oh, hey! Actually did something really fancy that time. Didn't mean to, but hey, you know, sometimes fanciness, it doesn't matter whether you intended fanciness or you didn't intend fanciness. Fancy is fancy. 2, then try and get that. Marvellous. Yeah, I know, I'm well aware. I'm trying, right? I'm trying. I believe this is 3, yes. 3's here, and then 4 and 5 is down below. Is this going to be 4? Because it would be really helpful. Thank you, game. I don't think it was deliberate of the game to do that, but, you know, sometimes you got to thank them. You just got to trick them into being good by thanking them. That's the only option you've got. And swooping blade. Hidden swooping blade. Ultimate dragon technique. Okay, let's try more attempts at getting triple shots. No, it didn't work. Not that I was really fully trying that time, but you know. You can believe whatever you like, mate. I believe I just triple shotted a dude in the fucking face. And explosions! I'll tell you what I should be doing. I should, of course, be doing that. Or, you know, not. Dust! Explosion! Explosion! Yeah. And now, explosion! 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 Multi-explosion! Yes. Drop that down to normal arrows, because it's a little easier to deal with that situation. Right in the nutsack. Do robots have nutsacks? Fucking do now. Because I'm slicing a robot's ball bag off. That's the general plan. Yeah. Marvellous. Oh dear. What can the matter be? The computer's old and not doing well at tea. Is there really hostiles? I'm not convinced here. I think you've got hostiles on the brain. I'm relatively certain all the hostiles are supposed to have gone. That was the point in the EMP. Although there is definitely explosives. Who's shooting? Where are you shooting from? Felt like it was over there somewhere. Ah, no, it's over there somewhere. I probably don't really need to take care of this guy. Especially since there's the fucking thing's about to break down, I would say. It's slightly annoying and slightly concerning, so I think we'll just gather our loot. Gather our lootings. As opposed to our lootings, which is something completely different. That's when I expose myself onto the world. And let's be honest, nobody gives a shit. Well, you would hope so. It does look quite a lot. So I'm not entirely sure what that effect is supposed to be showing. It's very, very wibbly, isn't it? Oh, shame I missed a loot box at the top there. I did what so many in-game guard does. I didn't look up. That was the issue we had there. Continue. Yes, please. Let us carry on. My wayward son. Character menu. Yes, because I've got skills. I have yet to see these skills, sir. Yes, that's fair. That's fair. That's probably worthwhile. Trying to remember that. Quantum Blitz. The Quantum Blitz. Equalizer. Yeah, that sounds fun. Lunge forward. Yeah, it's always going to be a good one. While evading to perform a downwards. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. He says not really caring. He's just putting points in. As I say, eventually I'll have all of the points and therefore it won't make a difference. Let's see, that's a better one. That's... nah. I mean, technically the sword you'd expect to do melee rating, but nonetheless it doesn't do much else that many favours. Just deleting shit from my inventory. Deleting shit from my inventory. Ooh, I think I'll have that one. 'Cause it stroked my bum. Did it? No. No, sirree, it did not. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Although defense rating would have probably been quite good, but fuck it, it's gone now. I don't really give two who shits. I don't really give a two who shits. How many shits would you be willing to give? I'm not willing to give two shits. Launch, I don't know if this is an actual mission or just back to the hub world, but it says launch. It appears to be launching an actual mission. Black Widow, Miss Marvel, and Erdman.
We had to build the bridge in a separate location. It's too dangerous to have near the anthill, let alone inside it.
Oh, that was it. Sorry. It doesn't really matter, does it? Can't deny the anthill in this game slightly confuses me, because I can't quite tell, because there's giant ants roaming around in the background, and I can't quite grasp whether he's made the ants giant or when we teleport in
Alright, Hank, we're inside.
we all end up smaller.
Oh, you're in for a treat. See you in a bit.
But yeah, I'm assuming this is this equipment stuff that's all a wibbling. I can't say I particularly like that effect, but fair dose. Maybe you're not necessarily supposed to like the effect, it's just supposed to be an effect of whibblage. Oh, was that a treasure chest? That was a treasure chest. My treasure senses are tingling. My treasure senses were disappointed. I mean, in fairness, most of it's just equipment loot, and therefore nothing of any real significance. But you always hope. Now, I can't jump at the moment, so this is a hub type station, which is fair dues. I must admit, if we're fiddling around with time, that could be interesting to sort of, I don't know, they could do some interesting things with sort of old school heroes maybe or something, I don't know, the really older generation type things, I don't know, but they could do something interesting. They probably won't, because I think they've, I don't know, they made such a huge loss on this game. I can't imagine any of the future plans are going to go ahead. I get the impression it may just be dead in the water nowadays.
You have one shot at this.
Great. Let's go get Hawkeye.
Whoa. Our best shot is to go back a day before he entered Monica's time bridge. You'll need to intercept him before he goes through. After that, we'll have no idea where to find him.
Will that be enough time to get there? Monica's lab is all the way in Siberia.
Well, that's the fun new experimental part. I'm connecting you to Monica's bridge. When you step through, you'll come out on the other side in her lab.
In the past. Time and space?
I wanted it to be a surprise. Also, it might not work.
There are a couple of relative dimensions in there as well.
Destroy the bridge. That should repair whatever damage Monica's done.
I'm gonna go ahead and ignore the might not work part.
Nice choice. Do your best not to disrupt the timeline outside of wrecking the bridge. That's risky enough, but what Monica's doing is worse.
Ooh, okay. I have so many questions. But I like the energy, so let's just turn this thing on before I overthink it.
Right. Jarvis will be with you the whole time. Just get Clint, destroy the bridge, and get out.
We're going to open a whole host of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey nonsense, aren't we? Because if we destroy her bridge would be destroyed, therefore we would never see her bridge, therefore we would never be inclined to build our own bridge, therefore we wouldn't have built our own bridge, therefore we couldn't have... You get the point. I'm glad you are quite so happy, because nobody else is, I don't think.
Teleport.
My internal clock differs from the local time, so yes, we have succeeded. But we're
Superb.
only an hour ahead of our past set.
I thought that thing was an enemy.
Transporting you a day before Clint's
But yeah,
arrival,
it's just on
you
wheels,
arrived in
and
hour.
apparently all my allies have no respect for the equipment.
We have
I realise I just knocked that over, but nonetheless. You'd have thought someone would have done, you know... These things usually have little wheel clips, don't they? But no. Also, I know we're supposed to be heroes, but I can't help but think we'd have a bit more of a difficult time pushing these things around, and yet they're floating something drastic. We'll classify that as the side effects of that bridge being open. How's that? Localised gravity is ever so slightly twitchy and weird. Okay, Iron Man, you just get straight on with it. I was going to try sneaking up behind them and doing some form of takedown attack, but no, you just fucking laser beam them. I suppose arguably most problems can be solved with laser beams, but especially as Iron Man, the laser beams are quite useful because they're very good in crowds. If you've got a huge crowd, you can string together nice combos with the lasers, but as I mentioned previously, I do favour missiles. Because, frankly, I mean, it raw power versus fanciness. I much prefer the raw power of a missile to someone's squishy bits.
That must be Clint. Any way to get a message to him?
I can try, but you'll need to get me closer.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time. Just guide me to it. It's really gonna suck if this is like their laundry truck.
Interesting. Looks like the stream might be having a really hard time there. Oh well. It's not like anybody gives a shit. Really need some lift music here, don't we? Finding Hawkeye. It's a shame we're not Hawkeye finding Hawkeye, because obviously Hawkeye would be able to find Hawkeye very easily, as he has the eyes of a hawk. Is there any secret doings here? No, I don't look like it. I think this is fairly basic. Go to place, do doings. No substantial. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I forgot. Oh, but you can do that. Interesting. You can hold it and do that in the air. That's nice. And yes, I see the smoke does do a lot to their stun meter, which means you can get in there for the takedowns a bit easier. I quite like this. I quite like that arrow. I quite like that smoky arrow. But I also quite like the fact that I can string it together with my explodey arrows. I do like our arrow kit. Not keen on the fact that. I'm not sure about the sword. The sword feels a bit eh. I feel like maybe they could have done with. And I assume the sword is based on her original, you know, her original comic book counterpart, perhaps. But no, just like I don't necessarily think it makes much sense because I don't think many archers would use their bows as a primary weapon. But I know in the TV series Arrow, he used to use the bow as his sort of primary offensive weapon as well as his sort of ranged weapon, and that was a bit more fun, I think. So, yeah.
Let's get this cell open. Whatever Monica has planned for the prisoners can't be good. Jarvis, give me the up.
Wait a minute. What frequency are you on? I thought you were talking to Tim on the other line.
Yeah, I'll explain later. Much later.
Hey, is this going to be... I was going to say, is this going to be where we actually came in? Because obviously, technically, she'd already beaten a load of things when we came in as Iron Man. So are they going to link that back together? That might be mildly intriguing. Although then again, I don't know. Because we're with the other Avengers, I don't necessarily think that would make full sense. But I mean, it's certainly interesting and fun, wouldn't it? If all the chaos and carnage that we tracked through previously was... How do we open... Oh, this is one of those special boxes. It's a special box where we need to do mini one of them. I say mini... I suppose arguably these boxes are new. Not that they're not that exciting, but they are new. Which is, you know, something. I think I missed that third one. Yeah. So we've now interacted with Theo in the past whilst being from the future. I don't think that's technically what we're supposed to have done, but never mind. I suppose we had to rescue someone. if in doubt, always, you know, we are the Avengers, we are the heroes, we have to rescue the people. Bouncing, bouncing, it's the only way to go. Also, apparently hugging walls is the way to go. Don't let the walls bring you down. I will hug them into submission. Bouncing, got those bits. Yeah. Nice. Well, that didn't go. Oh, that's because, again, I sort of thought Iron Man was behind me. Oh, well, that's inconvenient, isn't it? Out of bounds. Not exactly what I'd intended to do, but never mind. Got to be a little bit careful. I lost quite a chunk of health going out of bounds. I have spotted a health boost, but it's quite some distance away, which could prove problematic. Especially, it's the only problem with the bouncing bishop. Sometimes she bounces out of control. She bounces so much, she loses control. Then she bounces again, despite me saying no. She enjoys bouncing so much, and she apparently can't grip and bow. I suppose arguably she requires both hands. Not entirely sure if she can wall run off of that or not. Well, having said that, of course, I realise technically I think this is... he did have a false arm, but again, going back to Oliver Queen, I'm fairly certain he did a decent turn as the Arrow with only one arm. So, as I say, I'm fairly certain he had a prosthetic arm installed, so it's not like he was literally using the bow one-handed. I need slightly stronger robots so that I can do the takedown a bit more. Hey-ya! Pow! Right in the fucking smoke. Yes, yes, this is what we want. Well, okay, not quite what we want. He just didn't... Ow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Lots of things all around me. Trying to get that bloody combo going, but every now and again it sort of refuses, especially when you're getting... especially whatever that fucking wave nonsense is. It seems to just keep cropping up. There we go. That should hopefully finish that guy off. A couple more. I really don't think Hulkbuster was necessary, Tony. I mean, I realise technically it doesn't make any real difference to me, but... Ow. I'm not entirely convinced I wasn't dodging that, but fine. If you insist. And yes, it does insist, and no, there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, for fuck's sake. There we go. Just keep getting that little bit off to the side. I love the fact that I proved the point immediately. Let's fire up that decoy and then fire some smoke at the robots. Fire some major explosives at the robots. With a bit of luck, wow, a whole lot of fucking ow. Just shitloads of fucking missiles. I don't know where they came from. It kind of sucks, but there you go. Twat him with fucking rockets. Hey buddy, gonna just, you know, back off, smoke you and rocket you. Well, they're not technically rockets, are they? Strictly speaking, in the most technical sense, they are smoke. They are exploding arrows. There we go, marvellous, marvellous. And I don't know if that's Hulkbuster stomping around behind me or giant robots. Oh great! Arseholes by going upstairs. Arseholes by going upstairs. Get in line, you gotta get in line, you gotta get in line, and arseholes. Arseholes by going upstairs, arseholes by going downstairs. Every day you gotta go downstairs, and arseholes. Aha! Yeah, you thought you were kinda clever, and you weren't. Can I get in there? Yes I can. Oh, to the back of the knees. I mean, if they weren't robots, I'd feel really bad. But they're robots and arseholes. Can a robot be an arsehole? Yes, it can. Trust me. Trust me, these guys do it with a fucking plum. They are incredibly good at being assholes. Hey buddy, you can no longer see me through the smoke. Oh, I think he can see me through the smoke. I doubt. I think the smoke is... You know, it's not got a literal smoke element to it. It's just for the sake of increasing that stun meter. I don't think it actually has any sort of sight removal scenario going for it. They are. But it is quite useful, especially against those things, because stunning them is quite useful, especially because you've got the takedowns that really help. Not entirely sure if this is going to be another fight after I free him, or whether that's moving on point, but I don't suppose it matters, does it? I've probably used the phrase "it doesn't matter" too often today, but there you go. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. As I say, you keep saying he's got to be in a cell. I mean, it didn't look too... didn't really look too involuntary when he went through the fucking portal. Which makes you think one of two things. Either Frappuccino, or whatever the fuck her name is, has sort of tricked him, or he's just fine... You know, one would loosely assume, given the benefit of the doubt, that he's an idiot, not the bad guy. Now, could you please smoke now, please? Thank you. No, kids, don't smoke. Oh, Dolly. Let's get that decoy going out again. Well, looks like it's back, although annoyingly it doesn't like doing the proper resolution that I like to have it on. Back or not so back? That is the back. No, it does look like it's back. Here, ultimate. Actually, that's not the ultimate, is it? I don't often use her ultimate. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem to spring to mind. I suppose, considering I've just stated that, fuck it. Oh, okay. Fine. I won't have fine. I really need to be able to see the opponent game. I know it seems like a fucking wild idea. But, nonetheless, hey, cheeky bastard. Cheeky bastard. Cheeky bastard. The cheeky... Oh, it's... Well, I mean, well done. You kind of stole my thunder, but... Yeah. Exploding arrows for you, sir. Exploding arrows for me. Exploding arrows for you, sir. Exploding arrows for T. Nobody wants your exploding arrows. Nobody wants your exploding arrows. Nobody wants your exploding arrows. Unfortunately, yeah, it's just basically the same guy again. We have Black Widow, so that's probably why I'm invisible. Although it seems to have lasted a long time, so... Oh, there we go. We're finally back to sight, back to reality. Pow. And finally, pow. Pow, 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 baby. Did I get that? Yes, I did. Sliced the back of his kneecaps, drill kicked his skull. That's what we like to see, sir. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see, sir. That's what we like to see. Is it going to be Clint?
Katie?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
What are you doing here?
Saving you, dummy.
You don't understand. I agreed to this.
What?
AIM has sent their forces to recapture the prisoners.
Explain on the way. We gotta move.
At some point, I think you're supposed to be getting Hawkeye. I'm not sure. I'm assuming you don't at the end of this campaign, so... Because I get the impression they're gearing up to have him released sort of January time, perhaps. Assuming they do carry on, obviously.
SOS division.
Great minds think alike.
I hate you.
Ah, there's a fucking turret down there. Wow. What's the? No, that's never the one I think it is. A little bit early on the sword strike now. Right, so obviously there's currently a pair there, one around the side. Should be easy enough to get these switches dealt with. Or not, of course, if I get fucking missiled to the face. I mean, technically it looks like, I don't know, is it? I don't know if it feels worthwhile having Hawkeye as a full-fledged character, because it feels like what they're going to do, if they do release Hawkeye as a full-fledged character, I fear what they're going to do is just go, yeah, I mean, he's mostly using the mechanics of Kate Bishop, but we've you know, done slight variation that is of no significance whatsoever. And so I do, you know, I do have that slight concern that it's going to be a little bit sort of like, you'd almost be better off having him as a skin, so that the pair you can interchange between the pair of them, but ultimately they use the same kit, because otherwise if they sort of go, no, he's a full-fledged character, people are probably going to turn around and go, he's not though, is he? He's using the same tools as Mistress Bishop. Just suddenly thought of Dominatrix there. Haven't seen her in years, Mistress Bishop. Lovely girl, despite the Dominatrixy thing. But no, you know. The crucial element is I fear they're going to make him too similar to her, and therefore it's going to be absolutely pointless playing as, you know, him or her, because so far they've actually been really rather good at getting a really good feel for each character. Same fundamental controls, but an exceptionally good way of getting them to feel different. And as I say, so far so good with, you know, the Hulk doesn't feel the same as Black Widow, which you'd expect. But fundamentally, they're off the same controllers, you know, X to twat people in the face, Y to heavily twat people in the face. So it works really nicely as a system. However, I do slightly fear that if they start sort of going, yeah, we've got Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, they're going to suddenly be a bit sort of, well, they both run pretty much the same gameplay, lads. So you've kind of just, you're saying you're giving us more characters when not actually giving us more characters. Oh, golly, that's one of the big boys. Warbot. Oh dear. He's doing well at dodging everything that I'm trying to launch into him, isn't he? Also, fucking robots. And then there were robots. Aha. Now, where's... Ah, there we go. Oh, inside or outside? Outside, fair dues. I knew there was a weak point somewhere, but it just didn't seem to present itself. But I suppose you have to be patient. Oh, get out of there, get out of there. I suppose technically, why am I getting up close and personal when I have a fucking bow? I have a bow, so use the bow indeed. Why do I want to evacuate the area? Oh, I see, you were referring to something completely different. I mean, I would have really liked to have focused on the actual guy's fucking face. But apparently, the game had other designs. The auto-targeting stuff just went, no, you're targeting this person. Ideally, shoot it, there, shoot it. Oh, wow, it looks like I was right in the fucking centre of that thing. Not entirely sure where the next set of doings are. Okay, so there's one on the side here, which that's prime bow territory. Apart from if you get your fucking feet in the way, mate. Don't get your feet in the way, son. Don't get your feet in the way. I must admit, some characters, it's a fucking nightmare trying to beat this thing. And then A seems quite capable. I think it's mostly the ones with decent, fast-paced range capabilities. So, Black Widow, Iron Man to a certain extent because of his pulse doodads and everything else. Oh, get the fuck out, sir. In fact, I think Iron Man, in fairness, is probably is just probably plain old one of the best characters in the game because he has that perfect balance of being able to fly, being able to launch rockets. Okay, that's not going to be viable, and that's fair enough. I thought maybe I could get rid of his chin turrets, but I wasn't able to. Bow, boof! Nice. Get out of the way. And then I was going to say there should be a second option there. And unfortunately, it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. It was a slightly calculated because it was definitely a risk. I wasn't sure I was going to dodge out the way, but I knew you did move backwards on that one. There we go, that's another vent. Oh, in fact, all of the vents and the... I must admit, she might have a slight issue getting onto the uppity parts. But, as I say, in terms of being able to freely damage the weak points, she's actually doing really quite well at it. Plus, the fact that her sort of travelling... Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, her sort of travelling op to things is a little bit more automatic than some. I think it was Hulk. It was the Hulk I found particularly troublesome. I mean, granted, okay, I said she might prove a little okay. Turns out I may have been wrong about that assessment. But yes, getting up here and dealing with this is so much easier with someone like Iron Man. Iron Man's probably better than Thor in terms of getting up above these things, solely based on the fact that Thor, in order to do... Oh, cocking hell, okay, well, that's a bastard, isn't it? Oh, okay, not quite. I thought it was going to full-on game over in me, but it was just getting me off of the... it was getting me off, was it really, you lucky bastard? No, it was just taking me off the top of this fucking creature. Alright, let's try that again. Hopefully this time I won't die up here, because I don't know how many... I don't quite know how many lives we've got left. Oh, there's one more vent over there. But yes, Thor's not bad, but he is a little bit slow when it comes to sort of using the hammer to deal with all of the ranged attacks. Because obviously you have to throw the hammer, bring the hammer back, throw the hammer, bring the hammer back, throw the hammer, bring the hammer back, in order to keep up a decent ranged combat. However, I suppose the benefit of Thor is you can go in for a fairly decent non-ranged combat. Now, chances are there is at least one more vent or two. Ah, there's at least one more shiny it. Shoot the shiny thing, sir. Shoot the shiny thing, sir. Oof, pow. Yes, that's the ticket. Easy. It was making a meal out of dying, isn't it?
Kate, I'm sorry. I have to go.
Better come back, all right?
I'll try, but if I don't...
Nope, not having that conversation. Okay, so just get back to the convoy before Monica realizes you're gone. Let's get to the bridge. Jarvis?
AIM has sent their forces to recapture the prisoner.
Again?
Tachyon pulses. My readings are...
Disruptions are messing with time now. It's getting worse. Stay with me, buddy. Another wave's coming. Let's find cover.
Right away.
Is it or isn't it the end of the mission? Oh shit, it really isn't. Okay. Tachyon warning is in effect.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Alright, alright, alright. I ran, mate. The moment you started shouting about a tachyon warning, I run like fuck. But, obviously, we don't have... Clearly, I didn't care that much, because we just started taunting. Okay, where again? This way? Oh, okay. Weird stuff is happening. Is it? I mean, that thing's dead. Well, I assume it's dead. Warp arrow! Pow! Nice. That was... Oh, that wasn't satisfying. The bit where I wasn't shot in the back by a missile, that was satisfying. Well, that sounds mostly bad. Probably best avoid that.
We just have to hold the bridge open long enough for you to come back through, and then we can blow it to pieces.
They're ready for you.
You guys are going down. Hard. We have to move. Now.
Well, there we go. I suppose technically we didn't change him going through, I suppose, so they actually got away with... Oh, well, they got away with that one, didn't they? I quite like the way they got away with that one. They didn't actually manipulate the time that drastically. Ah! Don't want to be stuck in that thing. Ow, do you mind not being a prick? I don't think they have that in their vocabulary. Please don't be a prick. Nope. Does not compute. I was rather high. There we go. Marvellous. Right. Hopefully, with a bit of luck. Oh, that's not the right dude, but I'll take it. That's now the right dude. So, tappity, tappity, tappity. Now, I don't know. Is someone going to join me? No, I'm pretty much doing it by myself. I can live with that. Well, exploding. Exploding our souls. Oh, that was stylish. Charging at me just as I managed to remember how to detonate all of the explosive arrows in his face and general other assortment of parts. It's always the phaser in it. I don't know if I've got time, Chief. I mean, technically speaking, I don't think I'm against a time limit anymore. So, if there is a chest nearby, I plan on going and getting it. Because, well, I mean, truth be told, the chests are fairly meaningless, but I still want them, meaningless or otherwise. Oh, tits game, tits. Can you just let me have my cheese method of warping up there, could you? No, you had to demand I actually do it properly. Bastard thing. Any other secrets and lies lurking around? No, it would very much seem the answer is a no. There are no secrets here. There are no lies for you to experience. Need some more lift music, I suppose. Really do want a new taunt. I thought that taunt was going to be quite nice, but I really don't like it. It's shit.
I know you don't want to hear this, but if Clint can't make it through in time,
We destroy the bridge. I know.
I'm sorry, Kate.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right. But if it does,
I can do it.
I mean, you are a hero, you do have to do the hard things.
All right. Let's shut this vomit machine down for Clint.
I suppose if they don't get Clint back,
It's open. Expose the power cells
then
when we get
he
Clint's
would
chance to
technically be coming from the future. So maybe they'd do a sort of...
Jarvis will deal with security.
He's hanging around
Bridge open.
in such a way that he's been sort of...
We're doing this.
He changes up his style perhaps, which would allow them to perhaps make him a substantially different gameplay. So we're looking for console number 4, please. Console number 4, please.
The alarm system
Oh, it's one of those. That's unfortunate. Yes, I'm trying. Two over here.
I'll work with whatever you can get us.
Is that Iron Man lasering, or is that an arsehole lasering? Ow. Could you... Ow. Fire it at the ground. That'd do. We're after number 3. 3 is magic number. I'm just trying to get it done, pretty much. So number 1. That's why I'm ignoring most of the enemies. The benefit, of course, is I can do it from a distance. I thought I could do clever. Unfortunately, clever sometimes just isn't an option. Okay, how? Oh, cocky now. Okay, well that's just straight game over. Fine. Not entirely convinced. Sometimes this game is very annoying in how many times it sort of allows you to game over and then not allows you to game over and then allows the revive and then doesn't allow the revive. Ugh. It's often very tiresome trying to predict what this game is going to do each time you go down, and also it's very difficult to predict when you're going to go down, because sometimes it's just like a fuck off game. That was an explosion that just appeared out of nowhere. So yeah, sometimes this game can prove to be a nuisance. At this point, it's quite lucky I'm the bouncing bishop, really, because obviously it's very useful being bouncing bishop here in this situation. Don't go too far backwards, eh? Ow. Could you... See, my point was just proven there. Out of nowhere, something came and clipped me in the side of my head. Double explosions. We're after number 4, please. Check out number 4, please. Where is it? And then we want... Check out number 2, please. Pop over here. I sort of saw that one, but too late to do anything about it. I was kind of in the middle of this air, so I couldn't really get myself in a position to stop it. Well, these are all adaptoids, so you'd expect a lot of it to be adapting. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't think I yard at the exact right time. Well, yeah, could someone do something about that? I realise it's always me. At all times, it's always going to be me doing something about that. Nice. I do quite like the fact that you can either target an enemy with that. Is this going to be a multiple stage thing then, or is this now done? I wondered if it was going to be like the vaults. It does seem to be a variant on vault type deals. Yes, in fact it is going to be. But now with brand new electro floor. It is an electro floor. It is an electro boy. If you wouldn't mind not being a dickhead to me. Number 4, which makes me think number 3 is over here. Tally ho. Try and deal with you because you tried to shoot me. I don't appreciate that. Okay, where's number 1? Number 1 is over there. So yeah, she can sort of, yeah, she can't really do the proper. She can't do it proper. She doesn't have the same sort of maneuverability as someone like Captain America. Which, in fairness, you don't want her to have exactly the same functionality as Captain America. 2. No, we're after number 4, please. Cashier number 4, please. Is that good enough? Yes, it is. In fact, I stabbed him with the arrow and everything. Yeah, oh, I really could have done with that. Not Earn Moon. Actually, no, tell a lie. I don't think I did need that particularly. Was this number 5? No. Probably don't want to go into the central area, but fuck it. We're down here now, so Let's find cashier number 5. Why is there a what? What are you talking about? Don't be a dick, guys. Don't be a dick. That was a surprisingly good shot. I realise sometimes I say it's a surprisingly good shot because it helps my ego. All of these are surprisingly bad shots, but
This is beyond your understanding. I won't let you get in my way.
Yeah, I wasn't asking permission.
I was going to say, I think you'll find, dear, we do just get in the way. It's kind of
You've seen what I have.
a little bit of our job description, really. Avengers, get in the way. Just try and pepper them from a distance. I'm not that fussed if I hit them, truth be told. Any shots that do hit weaken them. Any shots that don't hit don't make that much difference. Ah, right. So where am I supposed to be standing? Is it supposed to be in the centre after all? Okay, yes it is. It's just that, I mean, I suppose it must have been my allies actually on this occasion were doing it correctly and decently. But last time I didn't actually have to do it. It just sort of happened. Is that an actual turret? Maybe a future turret. Hey, buddy. None of that, sir. None of that. Hiya! Yeah. Actual counter-attack, sir. Actual counter-attack. Oh, that's fucking Ernmern again. Fucking Ernmern again. Could have done with letting him get... Oh, I mean, that looked bad. It looked like I shot Iron Man. And that's mostly because I shot Iron Man. But, in my defence... Ah, good, right, marvellous. Rule of 3 sort of suggests... There we go, yes. Yeah, well, guess what? The mission's called Out of Time. So, you know. 5. Number 5, number 5, number 5, number 5, number 5, number 5, number 5. 5 is alive. Yes, it is indeed. 2's over here, which is not bad. In fact, it's quite good. Ah, here we go. The turrets are alive now. Turrets alive, turrets alive, turrets, turrets, turrets alive. Ow, ow. Yeah, I had a nasty feeling that was going to be painful. Especially since they followed it up with an inevitable fucking missile. Because they managed to do that a lot. And it's quite annoying. The inevitability of missiles never ceases to amaze me in this game. Number 4, 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 please. Please 4. Hurry up. Thank you. I mean, I'm sort of hoping to go something like that. Because that was quite good. I mean, no. Well, technically, theoretically, we would expect the anthill to await us the other side, but owing to the fact that it is a bridge. Bridge over the river, why? I don't know. Why is it over the river? Well, that's, in fairness, that is usually where you build bridges, isn't it? Get the old decoy going, and then I think we need to bounce. Bounce out! Bounce out! Kate Bishop, bounce out! Oh, destroy the aim hacker. Okay, that could be slightly more of a problem, because there's an awfully large volume of stuff happening. I've got 15 seconds. That's the wrong place. Now I've got 10 seconds. Could you please stop your doings? Ideally, I could have done with him not dying at that exact moment in time, but never mind. Win or loss? I think that was a win. That is a variation of Thor's hammer. Oh, it's this thing. Oh dear.
Hey, yikes. Looks like this new killbot is a big Avengers fan. The shield, the hammer. Guess he's got some rockets hiding back there.
Kate, AIM has control of the bridge. We can't open it again unless we get it back.
I was going to say, unfortunately, I have no real clue how to defeat this fucking super adaptoid. I suppose, in fairness, standard practice. Smoke and missiles, smoke and missiles. explosives, I suppose, technically. In fact, against this thing, it might be better to just go straight missiles. Explosives. Look, missiles explode, that's good enough. Fuck yeah. Well, you know, warm up, you know, activate Jarvis warming protocols. Oh, fuck me, adaptoids as well. Okay, that's not... Hey, that's a shield. Suck my explosive, bitch. Hey, buddy, you thought you were... Ow. It's fucking adaptoids, regular adaptoids. Ha! Good, well, that's... there appears to be a rocket chasing me. Slightly surprised I managed to actually evade that. Oh, that was impressive. I didn't mean to do it, but it was impressive all the same. Whoops, that's not so impressive, but... Hey, buddy, take everything. Take all of the things, all of the time. Smoke. Grenade shots. Ow. Arseholes over there. Arseholes over there, son. I need to get a little bit closer. That's good. I mean, what would be really helpful is if I could use these to gather up some health, maybe, but the idea of actually being able to do that is damn near laughable. Because these things are pretty fucking tough at the best of fucking times. Let alone with a fucking dickhead launching all of my own toys at me. What an asshole. He's an asshole, yeah, he's an asshole. But he's also an asshole that is susceptible to explosives. I say that, I mean, in as much as everybody's susceptible to explosives, really. Do you mind, sir? Ow, ow. I mean, the biggest problem is the constantly spawning adaptoids in the background. If it was just me versus these, you know, if it was me versus the super adaptoid, we'd probably be able to get somewhere. But unfortunately, oh, he's tiny man, tiny man, tiny man. Oh, he's a tiny man, tiny man. This is feeling like the perfect opportunity, apart from the fact that I think, oh no, I thought Tony had stolen it, which would have been awkward. Whee! I didn't technically do it, but, you know, I am Iron Man. Sneaking into shot. Very Tony Stark, that, isn't it? Sneaking into the camera shot whenever it's humanly possible to do. Come on, Clint. Come on. Are you there? Oh, shit, dog. He doesn't get stopped. And that's the general plan, but the idea is when you're this side of it. As I say, now it's very much getting to the time. Come on. There we go. I suppose the big question is, of course, if that's meant to be the future, and we didn't actually change the future when we went back into the past, one would loosely assume that is foreshadowing of the actual future. It'd be interesting to see. I don't realise I've said they might not bother continuing the game. And as true as that is, if they do continue the game, it will be very interesting to see where they go with it, I suppose.
Thanks for waiting for me.
Thanks for coming back.
I have to tell you what I saw.
But no. Do it back at the Chimera, okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but I need a nice strong coffee if we're going to talk time travel.
Right, is that the end leading into, you know, a potential Hawkeye story, or is there even more Kate Bishop story? If it ever loads, we'll find out. But for now, let's just stare into her face. Yes, your face. No, don't look away. Don't look away. Don't look around the eyes, look into the eyes. Apparently it's not going to load. One thing I have noticed, fucking doesn't matter, does it?
I'm really proud of you, Kate.
Ah, please don't.
I mean it. Now, I get partial credit, of course, but you're in your element here. You were always meant to be an Avenger.
Yeah, I wasn't sure for a while. But even after everything we've been through, mistakes we've made, this is the stupid, messed up family I want to fight for.
Does that mean you're staying?
Yeah, I'm staying, man, okay? And sorry, but you're not getting your room back.
I am more than okay with the couch. Unless that's the couch. Is that the couch?
I'm sure considering the amount of geniuses we've got on board, we can find you a room.
Good to have you back.
Yeah. Could say the same to you. Still can't believe you're alive and kicking. Damn hard to kill, Cap.
Glad you're here, buddy. Now people can finally stop asking where Hawkeye went.
What Tony's trying to say is, we really missed you, Clint.
Sappy, but true.
Thanks, guys. Really took care of things while I was gone, huh?
Of course. But tell us of the future, Barton. What perils lie ahead of us?
Yeah, that's a lot to take in. So, bear with me here.
Wait a second. That's the robot we fought in San Francisco. The one controlled by MODOK.
It's extraterrestrial. In the future, we get attacked by a warrior race called the Kree. And an invasion that'll end the world as we know it. Now, Monica, future Monica, is working with Nick Fury to save the Earth. She's building some sort of weapon. She ran out of time in the future, so she's tried bringing me to the past to finish it.
Which explains all our Tachyon-related trouble.
When will this Kree invasion take place, Clint?
No idea. I don't know when they're coming, or even why, but I know we're horribly outgunned unless we do something. Right, Fury? He convinced Monica to send me to the future to help him, but when I got there, well, he told me we're losing the war. He said, I have to come back and warn you. Look, we all need to start preparing right now.
And we will. Tell us where to start, and we'll get right to it.
Right, well, we can,
You know, Oh, no.
Clint! Bruce!
Get the medics, quickly!
Come on. Stay with me. Stay with me, Clint.
Of course, to be continued. Of course. Bastards. Especially if my fears live out to be truth. And they don't and they don't keep going. Because of course that would be an issue. But yes, there we go. There is we get a bishop. A bishop. Or if you go to two shops, you maybe buy shopping. Yes. So there's the campaign, there's the initiative, and there's taking aim, which apparently is only 90% complete, which is alarming. Apparently the campaign's only 88% complete. I'm assuming there are bonus bits and bobs that I haven't yet tackled. Probably the ones that are super ridiculously high end and high level, and therefore are truly troublesome to actually accomplish anything in. Suppose we might have 5 butchers on the war table. I'll tell you one thing might not go amiss. Let's go upstairs somehow. Can never quite remember how to get upstairs. How do you get upstairs? There we go, done. That's a nuisance. But I suppose at least they tell you that. Well, you can get the remote network here, I suppose. Grab all of these so I can possibly work on them. Now, is there... There is the cosmetic vendor.
Black Widow. I never know what to call her.
Well, fair enough. From now on, we're going to call you anything. Because jokes and funniness and pointlessness.
You don't need a new outfit, but you definitely want one, right?
Oh, you're right. I mean, that is why I'm here. I do want one. I want one quite a lot. I mean, that one looks... Actually, from the top, it looked bland. But then suddenly they revealed a long coat, and I was attracted to it. In fact, I like that one. I quite like that one a lot. I'm going to have that one, assuming I have enough cash. Yes, I do. I'm having that. Nice. Now, what I was sort of after was a taunt of hers, but apparently, no. Ooh, can't afford it. That's fine. I'm not that fussed by the cosmetics. Let us get... Because that one, as I say... Yeah, my first instinct is Assassin's Creed, of course. Let's equip that one because I quite liked it. And now let's check out the gear, which I'm fairly confident should have a bonus too. Oh, willpower recovery effectiveness while invisible. That's far more... I mean, obviously she can go invisible by using Black Widow's power, or by being present when Black Widow uses the power. But that seems more Black Widow-y than anything else. Outside of that, I think that's probably fine. That up 13% there, not terrible. Down 2%, definitely not desired. Up 13% is not a terrible idea, and then we can boost it up. The artifacts, as I've found, usually are worthwhile boosting because you don't get a huge volume of them, whereas these ones, as I said last week, tend to be a bit more sort of like, is it really that worth it? And the answer is frequently no. Most of these you just trash. If you really need the sort of power level, perhaps sometimes it's worthwhile, but I don't know. It's difficult to justify wasting resources boosting some of these things when you immediately get something better and go, yep, that's better, and I'll have that instead. Gold ones, granted, they tend to last. They tend to sort of last a bit longer, so sometimes it's worthwhile. Plus, I suppose you keep picking up resources constantly. So it's not like... I haven't run out too often. I was slightly more generous earlier on, and therefore did sort of end up running out of bits and bobs. Certainly, some of the sort of rarer bits and bobs you kind of can run out of, but most of the time it's just... it's meaningless. Alright, I think, yes, she does have some skills. 8 skill points, so we're basically just going to grab everything on this front page. Oh, come on, there we go. Should probably check what they are, but cool. After a parry, always difficult to actually parry. After a parry, that's the sort of teleport down one. Cool, cool. Quantum strike, cool. That'll do nicely. And then finally, so specialties or mastery. Let's see what some of these do. The amount of overcharge meter energy drained. Defeating enemies while overcharged. So look at some of these because these might just be slightly more basic. Stun damage of all melee attacks, that's going to be quite good. Damage of all combo finishers. Increase the damage dealt by the explosion on the demolition charge arrows. Now, depends on precisely how they define that a little bit, but half private eye. Critical attack damage. Impact of enemy attacks. I've never actually had a problem there, but I don't know, might be good. Regen pack generates a heroic orb or an intrinsic orb. I think a regen pack, so we'll grab that and get regen out of it. I think stun attacks, just stun in general, usually worthwhile. Damage impact when shooting enemy weak points with a razor arrow. Slightly more difficult to do it. Reduces spread when firing the scatter shot. Increases the stun damage of explosive arrows. Yes, please. As specified. Usually it's worthwhile just focusing on stun a lot. And there we go. It's a shame she doesn't have the glasses on. That's the one slight issue I have with this one, is that I wish she had her glasses on. But it doesn't matter much. You don't tend to see her front that often when it comes to just sort of when you're just playing the game normally, because you tend to see, oh, here we go, oh right, he's in the shield outpost as well. Fair enough. I suppose I should have realised that everybody to do with shield is going to be in the shield bloody outpost, but you know, you do sort of wish they've sort of done it a little bit, because obviously I was able to get the Inhuman stuff from the other area, but nonetheless it does feel like if only you could get all of them in one location, it would be very helpful. Travel to outpost. Yes, that is where we want to go. Marvellous. Also, they call it a social space. There's not really anybody, you know. It'd be better if they almost went and leant towards the Warframe style of doing it, and went with this idea of actually creating a space where, I suppose arguably though, you don't want multiple of the same Avenger in the same space, but I don't know. Just the way they define it as a social space just feels a bit, it's not strictly speaking true, but there you go. So can we get that? Can we? No, apparently you don't want to doings. I think I know where she is. She's over here. There we go.
Hey, Avenger, I got a job for you.
Good.
Great. I knew we could count on you.
I'll grab all the missions. I don't know what missions I'm actually going to bother doing, but okay, there's the war table. Roy gear. I think that marker is guiding me to the war table. Yes, it is. I don't know. Let's have a look at the operations, the objectives menu. That's what we're after. Okay, so yeah, I'm assuming this iconic mission chain is probably the one. Yeah, that might be a 10%. There might be something else to do on top of that, but nonetheless, I feel like, oh no, that, I don't know what that symbol is. I mean, it looks almost like the Cape Bishop target, but not quite. So what we got? Old foes, yeah, that's one of the new ones. Gauntlet of Heroes, but that's, I've got a feeling that's like fucking ridiculous levels of difficult enemies, I think. Back out of there and just sort of have a look around, I suppose. Okay. That's probably not unreasonable. Might be able to do that relatively simply. That one's a little bit more silly. I don't think that's got anything to do with the chains though. That one is the beginning of the campaign again. Obviously that one is just ridiculously high end as well. 107 plus power level. I might be able to sort of cheese it slightly by using Iron Man or something, but outside of that, there's not a lot I can do with those ones. Snowy Tundra Vault, yes, okay, I clearly haven't done that one. Finally in here, we've got one of them, which is... there's a legendary quality priority set of gear. I suppose it's because I'm in taking aim that there's not as much available here, perhaps. I mean, yeah, I could do the Snowy Tundra Vault. That's not too far outside of my realms of possibility, but that one's also feeling reasonable. I suppose we'll try that. Might do is leave it a minute or two to... probably might not leave it a minute, but we'll see if there's anybody else around. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, am I literally not allowed to, or is it just not? Whatever, I'll just do it myself.
Hey, Avengers. S.H.I.E.L.D. discovered AIM keeps a list of potential security risks within their organization. People and things Monica wants to keep an extra eye on? Guess AIM keeps that under lock and key. Worse than that, they have the entire area guarded by their orbital strike team.
Meaning?
As soon as my team got close, AIM torched the data center and everything around it. And they'll do it again. It's too dangerous for my agents, but I need that list. So we'll send in the big guns. Not a problem, Commander. Despite the forest fires, there are AIM forces in the area. Of course there are. AIM doesn't care about their security forces. You care about your agents.
Warriors are not interchangeable.
Whew, that is a lot of fire. AIM was thorough. These guys out. You got it.
Got an arrow for each of
Nothing yet.
It seems luck is on our side for once.
Famous last words.
There's a chest with gear close by. One of our S.H.I.E.L.D. allies nearby could use some help.
nice to see as an improvement to the game. You never used to be able to do that. It's quite good to see they've sort of taken the feedback and gone, oh, actually, no. Do you know what we need you to do? We need to actually deal with that situation. That's quite good. Quite good indeed.
While I was an AIM. If it helps, she might have made it because of you. That does make me a little proud.
100% sure what that's opening. Front, maybe? Yeah, the front to rescue the person.
But we've got to focus on the here and now.
There is a chest with special resources close to your location.
2 of them, that's right.
Switch to volunteer.
Selfishly, I chose to be closer to Mjolnir.
That seems less selfish, more smart. I almost feel like a bully. Almost. Looks like AIM brought their own set of big guns. Let's take them out.
if we have it?
We'll use it to find potential defectors. I promise you, anyone we contact, we'll keep safe until they can be extracted from AIM. Isn't that right, Commander? Guess I can't break a promise made to a god.
This is the data center?
Yes, and you need to take out its power cores. Go! Now. Good. Monaco will have a hard time putting a list together like that again, now that AIM's grown as an organization.
I look forward to welcoming our new allies.
Romanoff, I'll lean on you for priority ranking of these potential defectors. Looking forward to it. And thank you, Thor.
Nasty feeling, I already had a gold bodysuit.
You are welcome.
I'll leave you to it. He'll out.
It's possibly going to be fun. Assuming I have trick shot, which I think I must do, otherwise it wouldn't. It says unlocked, and I've unlocked everything on the first page. Reducing their energy might not be terrible. I think we'll call it quits there on an extra mission. I don't know what will happen next week. I don't. Yeah, there's literally nobody here to care. There's no end scene. So I think that's just